Hi guys! Sorry I didn't post a video yesterday, but here is the next chapter of Wonder. Now I had to crop off the last chapter from my last video, so I think we're up to Around the Room, which is page 41 if you're reading along. Miss Petosa told us a little about who she was. It was boring stuff about where she originally came from and how she always wanted to teach, and that she left her job on Wall Street about 6 years ago to pursue her dream and teach kids. She ended by asking if anyone had any questions, and Julian raised his hand. Yes? She had to look at the list. To remember his name. Julian. That's cool about how you're pursuing your dream, he said. Thank you. You're welcome, he smiled proudly. Okay, so why don't you tell us a little about yourself, Julian? Actually, here's what I want everyone to do. Think of 2 things you want other people to know about you. Actually, wait a minute. How many of you came from the Beecher Lower School? About half the kids raised their hand. Okay, so a few of you already know each other, but the rest of you, I guess, are new to the school, right? Okay, so everybody think of 2 things you want other people to know about you. And if you already know some of the other kids, try to think of things they don't already know about you, okay? Okay, so let's start with Julian and we'll go around the room. Julian scrunched up his face and started tapping on his forehead like he was thinking really hard. Okay, whenever you're ready, Miss Petosa said. Okay, so number 1 is that... Do me a favour and start with your names, okay? Miss Petosa interrupted. It'll help me remember everyone. Just let me move this over a little bit. Oh, okay, so my name is Julian, and the number 1 thing I'd like to tell everyone about myself is that I just got Battleground Mystic for my Wii, and it's totally awesome. And the number 2 thing is that we got a ping pong table this summer. Very nice. Ping pong, said Miss Petosa. Does anyone else have any questions for Julian? Is Battleground Mystic multiplayer or 1 player? Said the kid named Miles. Not those kind of questions, guys, said Miss Petosa. Okay, so how about you? She pointed to Charlotte, probably because her desk was closest to the front. Oh, sure. Charlotte didn't hesitate for even 1 second, like she knew exactly what she wanted to say. My name is Charlotte. I have 2 sisters and we just got a new puppy named Suki in July. We got her from an animal shelter and she's so cute. That's great, Charlotte. Thank you, said Miss Petosa. Okay then, who's next? Next chapter, Lamb to the Slaughter. Like a lamb to the slaughter. Something you say about someone who goes somewhere calmly, not knowing that something unpleasant is going to happen. I googled it last night. And that's what I was thinking when Miss Petosa called my name and suddenly it was my turn to talk. My name's August, I said. And yeah, I kind of mumbled it. What? Said someone. Could you speak up, honey? Said Miss Petosa. My name is August, I said louder, forcing myself to look up. And I have a big sister named Via and a dog named Daisy. And that's it. Wonderful, said Miss Petosa. Anyone have any questions for August? No one said anything. Okay, you're next, Miss Petosa said to Jack. Wait, I have a question for August, said Julian, raising his hand. Why do you have that tiny braid in the back of your hair? Is it like a Padawan thing? Yeah, I shrug nodded. What's a Padawan thing? Asked Miss Petosa, smiling at me. It's from Star Wars, answered Julian. A Padawan is a Jedi apprentice. Oh, interesting, answered Miss Petosa, looking at me. So are you into Star Wars, August? I guess, I nodded, not looking up because what I really wanted to do was just slide under my desk. Who's your favourite character? Julian asked. I started to think maybe he wasn't so bad. Jango Fett? What about Darth Sidious? He said. Do you like him? Okay, guys, you can talk about Star Wars stuff at recess, said Miss Petosa cheerfully. But let's keep going. We haven't heard from you yet, she said to Jack. Now it was Jack's turn to talk, but I admit I didn't hear a word he said. Maybe no one got the Darth Sidious thing, and maybe Julian didn't mean anything by it at all. But in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Darth Sidious's face gets burned by Sith lightning and becomes totally deformed. His skin gets all shriveled up, and his whole face just kind of melts. I peeked at Julian and he was looking at me. Yeah, he knew exactly what he was saying. So mean. Next chapter, page 45, is called Choose Kind. Good phrase. There was a lot of shuffling around when the bell rang and everybody got up to leave. I checked my schedule and it said my next class was English, room 321. I didn't stop to see if anyone else from my homeroom was going my way. I just zoomed out of the class and down the hall and sat down as far from the front as possible. The teacher, a really tall man with a yellow beard, was writing on the chalkboard. Kids came in laughing and talking in little groups, but I didn't look up. Basically, the same thing that happened in the homeroom happened again. No one sat next to me except for Jack, who was joking around with some kids who weren't in our homeroom. I could tell Jack was the kind of kid other kids like. He had a lot of friends. He made people laugh. When the second bell rang, everyone got quiet and the teacher turned around and faced us. He said his name was Mr. Brown, and then he started talking about what we would be doing this semester. That means term. At a certain point, somewhere between A Wrinkle in Time and The Shen of the Sea, he noticed me but kept right on talking. I was mostly doodling in my notebook while he talked, but every once in a while I would sneak a look at the other students. Charlotte was in this class, and so were Julian and Henry. Miles wasn't. Mr. Brown had written on the chalkboard in block letters, Precept. Precept. Okay, everybody, write this down at the very top of the very first page in your English notebook. As we did as he told us to do, he said, okay, so who can tell me what a precept is? Does anyone know? No one raised their hands. Mr. Brown smiled, nodded, and turned around to write on the chalkboard again. Precepts equal rules about really important things. Like a motto, someone called out. Like a motto, said Mr. Brown, nodding as he continued writing on the board. Like a famous quote, like a line from a fortune cookie. Any saying or ground rule that can motivate you. Basically, a precept is anything that helps us guide us when making decisions about really important things. He wrote all that on the chalkboard and then turned around and faced us. So what are some really important things? He asked us. A few kids raised their hands. As he pointed at them, they gave their answers, which he wrote on the chalkboard in really, really sloppy handwriting. Rules, schoolwork, homework. What else? He said as he wrote, not even turning around. Just call things out. He wrote everything everyone called out. Family, parents, pets. One girl called out, the environment. The environment. He wrote on the chalkboard, and he added, our world. Sharks, because they eat dead things in the ocean, said one of the boys, a kid named Reed, and Mr. Brown wrote down sharks. Bees, seatbelts, recycling, friends. Okay, said Mr. Brown, writing all those things down. He turned around when he'd finished writing to face us all again, but no one named the most important thing of all. We all looked at him, out of ideas. God? Said one kid, and I could tell that even though Mr. Brown wrote God down, that wasn't the answer he was looking for. Without saying anything else, he wrote down, who we are. Who we are, he said, underlining each word as he said it. Who we are. Us, right? What kind of people are we? What kind of person are you? Isn't that the most important thing of all? Isn't that the kind of question we should be asking ourselves all the time? What kind of person am I? Did anyone happen to notice the plaque next to the door of this school? Anyone read what it says? Anyone? He looked around, but no one knew the answer. It says, know thyself, he said, smiling and nodding. And learning who you are is what you're here to do. I thought we were here to learn English, Jack cracked, which made everyone laugh. Yeah, and that too, said Mr. Brown, which I thought was very cool of him. He turned around and wrote in huge block letters that spread all the way across the chalkboard, Mr. Brown's September Precept. When given the choice between being right or being kind, choose kind. Okay, so everybody, he said, facing us again, I want you to start a brand new section in your notebooks and call it Mr. Brown's Precepts. He kept talking as we did what he was telling us to do. Put today's date at the top of the first page, and from now on, at the beginning of every month, I'm going to write a new Mr. Brown's Precept on the chalkboard, and you are going to write it down in your notebook. Then we're going to discuss that precept and what it means. And at the end of the month, you're going to write an essay about it and what it means to you. So by the end of the year, you'll have your own list of precepts to take away with you. Over the summer, I ask all my students to come up with their very own personal precept, write it on a postcard, and post it to me from wherever they go on their summer holiday. People really do that, said one girl whose name I didn't know. Oh yeah, he answered. People really do that. I've had students send me new precepts years after they graduated from this school. Actually, it's pretty amazing. He paused and stroked his beard. But anyway, next summer seems a long way off. I know, he joked, which made us laugh. So everybody relax a bit while I take the register, and then when we're finished with that, I'll start telling you about all the fun stuff we're going to be doing this year in English. He pointed to Jack when he said this, which was also funny, so we all laughed at that. As I wrote down Mr. Brown's September precepts, I suddenly realised that I was going to like this school, no matter what. I love that precept. It said, when given the choice between being kind or being right, choose kind. So important. Be kind always, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.